Slavery is still present. It still exists. You just merely can't see it. It's not physical no more. It's not physical no more. It's mentally. Your mind is compelled. Your mind is a magnet to the phones, a device that I'm recording a video in right now for y'all. Isn't that kind of crazy? Isn't that kind of crazy? Everyone you know and everyone you see around has a phone, has some type of device to communicate and to just social media is what damages your mind and soul and your being in general, right? It's not good for you. I just want you to think about, just think, look, close your eyes and just think. How many hours do you think you spent this year already? This year, this last month, January, how many hours do you think you spent on that? If your answer is more than 20, that shit is just crazy. Or like 30 or 40, it's crazy, right? Isn't that crazy? Imagine the hours that you could have spent on that time. Those hours you could have spent on doing a new skill or working a new hobby or, just researching shit or whatever, right? Something productive, something that isn't killing your cells in your fucking brain or killing your mind and soul. This really is a damaging thing to all people and to all human beings. And it's just like, it's on purpose. It has to be on purpose. There's no way. That's why it's not illegal. That's why, because slavery back then, right? That shit was wrong. That shit, people had other people working because of the skin color. And that shit was not right, obviously, right? And today, we don't see nothing wrong with it because no one notices it. And there's some people that do. I was talking to my friends about this. Like, me and my friends were talking about this. Like, we spend so much time on our phones that we could be spending that time on something else, something very productive. We just were like, damn, like this shit is real. Like slavery is still present. It's just not physical. It's mentally, right? It's just mentally. And I'm saying this and I'm telling you this because I know this, because I be seeing this shit. I'll be seeing this shit like on my friends and shit. Even my family. If I go right now outside or in the living room, what is my mom gonna be doing? On her phone. What is my brother gonna be doing right now? On his phone. What is my little sister gonna be doing? On her iPad. Shit is not. What the fuck is this world coming to, bro? Imagine this, right? Imagine in 20 years, we're gonna be living in the virtual world. We're not even gonna be living in the real world. We're not even gonna know what's real or not. We're not gonna know the difference between what's real and what's fake or what's not real life, What's the virtual life and what's the real life. It's gonna be crazy, and I kind of want to die before that day comes. And it sounds sad and depressing, but it's just the real truth, right? And my mom was asking me like, do you want to have kids? And I was like, nah, I kind of don't, I kind of used to want to have kids, like, kids, I want to have a kid, I want to grow my own family and shit. But now I just like think about it, like, I don't even want to have kids in this kind of generation or in this kind of world anymore. It's too overpopulated. And plus, bro, the government is, bro, I don't know, Jay Bezos, right? He said he wants to depopulate the country. He wants to make the population lower or less. The fuck is that supposed to mean? You know what I'm saying? The fuck is that supposed to mean? And then if you really think about it, what has going on? What has been going on? LA fires, plane crashes, COVID, other viruses, many other shit is going on. And what's next? Japan or China are gonna turn off the cell towers and we're gonna be blackout with no electricity, no nothing. And how many people are gonna die? 90% of the population, that's 300 million people. So be prepared for that, because that is gonna happen. That's gonna happen soon. And you might not think it is. You might think I'm fucking crazy, but this shit is real. This shit is real. Someone predicted the LA fires long, long ago before they even happened. And it happened, didn't it, right? Okay. So be prepared for that, you know. Get yourself some walkie-talkies. Get yourself some water supply. Get yourself some food and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Because the government has been doing this shit this whole time. Imagine the food that you're eating, right? The food that you're eating. Anyways, I don't want to get into that shit. I want to get into the phones and how technology is affecting our brains and mind and soul. Okay? We get so stuck in our phones that we get influenced by people that are on the phones, like social media, like influencers. These influencers are humans like us, you know, they don't understand much shit. And there's some people that do. But how are you gonna know the truth? How are you gonna know if he's telling the truth or not? You can't. You can't. You can't prove it. You don't know what's the truth or what's the false or what's false. You can't prove it. That's why I don't really believe social media. I don't really believe what's said in social media. Don't don't put your main source on social media, right? Put your main source on what you know, on what you have proof, evidence on, back off, right? So yeah, and this new generation, even my generation, my generation was the start of this shit when phones were coming up, iPods, but we had like those beginner tech, right? Like like an iPad where you listen to music and shit, a DVD player. We don't even have that shit no more. It's all digital now. And think about it too, bro. We can pay with our phones now. Like we don't even have cash. Cash is going to be illegal soon. It is. It is. Trust me, it is. Shit's going to be way, way different. Way different. But as I was saying, the new generation and my generation, we had the technology growing up, and you know our parents would give us the iPad or the phone to distract us from not, you know, if I would cry as a kid or my little sister right now would cry, oh yeah, just give her the iPad or just give her the phone, just give her that, right? Bro, those 7 years of your starting life that you're born, like those 7 years you come out the womb, first 7 years of your life is the programming part, right? So if you just program your child to go on the iPad every time she cries, imagine when he grows up, right? When she or he grows up, whenever he's feeling sad, just scroll on TikTok, scroll on some shit. That's how it is now. That's how people, how do you say it? Cope. That's how people cope. That's how people distract themselves from reality and their own problems. Whenever they feel depressed, oh, I'm just gonna doom scroll. I'm just gonna scroll on TikTok, Insta Reels, YouTube Shorts, and just know, like, there's so much platforms with shortcut content, right? Like TikTok, like Insta Reels, YouTube Shorts. There's probably many more that I can't name, but Twitter, right? Those shortcut media content shit that's just like what 20 seconds to a minute long. That's lowering your attention span, right? Whenever you watch another YouTube video that's maybe an hour, or when you're going to a meeting that's an hour long or 2 hour, you're all like this. You're like, oh, you know what I'm saying? You want to get out. You want to get out because your attention span isn't that long anymore. The average attention span for an average human being now is like what, 7 seconds, 10 seconds. I don't know how much it was like a few years ago, but I know that shit was not 7 to 10 seconds, right? And what's causing that? The phone. Your mom was right. It was always the phone, but now your mom is on the phone too, and it's crazy because some people don't even realize it, right? They catch themselves like, yo, I've been staring at this shit for an hour for too long. And it's just like it magnetizes you. You scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll, you scroll, never endlessly scrolling until you just wake up and you're like, yo, hold on, I gotta do something, or, you know, I gotta stop doing this shit. I catch myself all the fucking time just scrolling. It's something else that it affects is our sleep, right? Kids these days, or teens like my age, or lower or higher, they stay up all night. They stay up all night on phones, texting, whatever, FaceTime, whatever the fuck they're doing there on the phones, right? TikTok shit, whatever. And that's reducing their sleep, right? And it's fucking up their sleep schedule. And sleep is very important, right? Sleep is very, very, very important. You need it for your brain to recover and your organs to regenerate and shit, to recover, right? To clean itself. If we don't have sleep, our organs are all gonna be fucked up and gonna die and just get all fucked up, you know, as time goes, if you don't sleep, if you don't have a good sleep schedule. And me, myself, I don't have a good sleep schedule. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. My shit is all fucked up. I sleep until what, like maybe 2 a.m. Wake up at what? Maybe even 6 a.m. or maybe even 12. It doesn't fucking matter. It's a fucked up sleep schedule. And it's recommended. I've heard that it's recommended. But like I said, don't take this shit seriously because I don't know. There's no way to prove it, right? It's recommended to whenever you go to sleep, keep your phone or don't look at a screen for an hour before you go to sleep and then go to sleep. Because the screen, it basically like affects the melatonin that in your brain releases for in order you to sleep. So then when you go on the screen, when you see the screen before you go to bed and you, all right, let's go to bed now, right? You're just, you know, closing your eyes, but you don't go to sleep. Because the melatonin, it got affected by the screen, by the blue screen. So yeah, there's so many shit wrong with the phone nowadays. People don't even realize it. And they always wonder why my eyes hurt, why my brain, why my head hurts, why my body feels so numb and weak. And you might even think like it's the phone because you're not eating the phone, you're not consuming the phone. I mean, you kind of are, but not physically, mentally. It's all mental. The universe is mental. You know what I'm saying? Like, slavery isn't physical no more. It's mentally. Because there's nothing wrong with, because it's, okay, now it's all wrong with physical, right? If I punch someone, right? If I punch a bitch right now, get you, you said my dick too small? Man, your pussy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I punch a bitch, I'm gonna get called the cops on it. I'm gonna go to police, right? But if I manipulate her, if I, you know, just mentally drain her, oh, that's not illegal, right? That's not illegal. That's not, the fuck? That's not illegal, right? You're not gonna go to jail. You're not gonna get in trouble. You get away with it. That's why the government has gotten away with this shit. Cause it's mentally, not physically. So no one's gonna do shit about it, right? Remember that it's only you and you only. You versus you. You can stop this, right? You can stop yourself from draining your soul, mind, and being from this phone. This phone is really draining you. I want you to think about it. What have you been feeling recently? What's your screen time on this shit? What's your daily screen time on the phone? If it's more than 10 hours, wake the fuck up. Wake the fuck up. Imagine the hours that you could put that in fucking gooning. No, I'm joking. Put in fucking just a skill or some shit. You gotta wake up. You gotta wake up, bro. Real shit. And I gotta wake up too. Because I be catching myself on the phone too, and it's not. This is not real, you know what I'm saying? This is not real. This is only about matter, right? Matter is only what made out of atoms, which are electrons and ions massed up into a group that are vibrating in a higher speed, right? So, it's not real. It's not real. It may seem real to us, but let me ask you this, and this is gonna make y'all think for real. Have you ever had your phone or seen your phone in your dreams? Yeah. Nah, I didn't think so, yo, family. That shit is not real. That shit is not real. It's not real. It's not real. The phone is not real. It's a distraction. It's pulling you away from your dreams and goals. It is. It is. Think about it. It is. You know it is. And you know I'm not telling no false shit, right? I'm not saying no fake shit. I'm being real with y'all boys. This shit is pulling you away. It's pulling you away from your dreams and goals. It's a distraction built by the government. Built by the government. Why couldn't they just leave the phone as a communicating device? That would have been fine, right? Oh no, social media came in. People post about their lives and shit. People post fake news and shit to manipulate us. It's a new way to manipulate us. We don't see that shit in billboards no more. We don't go outside to see the fake news and get manipulated. We get that shit on our phone, on our screens, right? It's all mentally. We're all getting fucked up mentally. And you know, you might say, no, that's not true because it's coming from your mouth, right? I may not be the brightest guy or the smartest guy to be telling y'all this, but it's kind of common sense. Just look around. You see it in yourself, your family, and everyone around you. Ask them how they are. Ask them this, are you really happy? They're gonna look at you silently and be like, yeah, I am. But deep down they know that they're not fucking happy. They're not okay. Except unless they're following their dreams and goals. But most of the time they're not, because they're getting distracted. And the phone is not just one distraction, it's multiple distractions in one. That's why it's the most fatal distraction. But I'm gonna just leave it like that. And I'm gonna talk about something else tomorrow. And remember, slavery is still present. It's not physical no more. It's mentally. And beware. I'm warning y'all boys. It's about to go crazy. Shit's about to get crazy. AI coming up. Shit's about to get crazy, boys. And your mom was always right. It was always the phone. See y'all, boys. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night, and goodbye.